that, but it is totally that.
Excuse me. That kind of... I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we have got part two. Like that? Part two.
Is it alright we're in the same clothes, or does it matter?
Oh, it doesn't matter. They don't care.
Okay.
They don't care. Because we're just continuing on with our questions. Part two of our Q&A. So we've got more questions that we're going to answer for you guys. Okay, so what are your favorite holidays, and do you guys have any traditions?
I say I love the fall, probably because, a lot of time off, we got
different
holidays, especially with Thanksgiving, Halloween, Thanksgiving, then Christmas.
We love football, so we love watching
Yes, because the fall, I got the football going on. And then I think some of our traditions are, we always have like a bunch of Christmas movies to watch, and we always have them on DVD. We always start with Christmas Vacation. It's always our first one of the season that I think we watch around Thanksgiving time. To start the season. Usually I think we finish with it too. Like we watch it again.
It's our favorite.
I feel like we have like 20 movies we watch.
Probably. And now we've added 20. Hallmark, which is like...
Yeah. We
75.
love those sappy movies. I think they're fun because we get to talk through them, as we're watching, because we're like, all right, who's going to fall off the ladder?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, they're about to kiss. Oh, but they're not going to really kiss. And, I don't know. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, Timothy lets out some cackle laughs when he's like, okay, oh, she's about to fall off the ladder. Falls off the ladder. Yeah, you love that. So we do love watching.
Is that what my laugh sounds like?
No, that's a horrible. Oh, actually, somebody asked that question. Whoa, almost dropped that. I have to go to the other one, but somebody asked if I like your laugh, and that they said your laugh makes them laugh. I love his laugh. It is like one of my favorite sounds in the world. I love it when I'm able to like make him cackle laugh. I'm like, yes, I made him cackle laugh. Because I think it's just so cute and funny and sweet. That's like one of my favorite things about him is just how funny he is and how lighthearted and silly. Because I'm lighthearted and silly too. But I mean, I think he's way funnier than I am. But we're just like both silly and goofy. So I love that we have like what you see on Instagram, like the silliness of him putting a shirt over his head and stuff like that. Like that happens all the time. That's not just for show for Instagram. That is genuinely just how our life goes. We're always doing silly walks and
twerking or...
Oh yeah, just you gotta laugh. You gotta just have fun. Somebody said any kiddos in the future. I'm gonna let somebody else probably answer that question. If you followed us for a while, we're keeping this lighthearted and fun, but that was not an easy journey for us. So we are enjoying Chester, and if God opens other doors for us in other ways, I don't know, fostering or whatever, then who knows? How many YouTubers have you met face to face? I've seen you share a couple of them. I was trying to add up and think about it. If I were to guess, maybe like 15. And it's always really fun. Like if it's somebody I have talked to and I have a friendship with, especially a YouTube friend, because you see them on camera, and then if I've been texting with them and stuff, or even like voxing each other where it's like voice talking. When you meet them in person, it really is like you know them already. It's really interesting. You wouldn't like maybe necessarily think that, but it is totally that.
Excuse me. That kind of bubbled up there.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's totally that way. That it feels like you've known them for a long time. So that's really fun. All right, what advice would you and Timothy give a newly to-be-wed couple? I love this question. I think this is really fun.
What's your answer?
I was going to let you answer
I would
first.
say be lighthearted.
Yes.
You can't take life too seriously.
Yeah.
And I think through some of our experiences, I think you realize, well, what's actually more important.
Yes. Right. What's really like a problem or an extra challenge, and what's just like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We've talked about this a lot because we get in like squabbles. I would say we bicker sometimes almost like siblings.
Brother and
Yeah.
sister. Brother and sister.
We don't act like brother and sister, but no, the bickerings. Like sometimes we do some of that stuff, but we never have like knockdown, drag out fights. And we've talked about like kind of what are the dynamics that help us work so well together. Number one, we're both believers. We love Jesus, and that really helps us kind of understand our roles, like as a wife, as a husband, how to put the other one first before ourselves. That's huge. Like if you're both doing that for each other, like looking to your spouse and thinking, what can I do for my spouse versus what can you get out of a marriage? I think that's huge.
I think we've learned, especially the last few years, we've learned more about spiritual warfare. I feel like that's been one of the biggest things in the marriage is learning how to fight that spiritual warfare.
Definitely. Yeah.
Spiritual
absolutely.
battle,
For sure. I think also we're both pretty easygoing. Like we're not easily offended. I think he's way less easily offended than I am. But I think even me, like I like to be happy. I think we both like to be happy. So we would rather just not get in an argument over something for the sake of being happy. But also open communication. I think that's huge. Like if you can be open with your spouse about what you're feeling and communicate it in a calm way, then that can diffuse a lot of future things. And you have to realize that men and women are very different. People are very different. So you're not going to be the same as your spouse. And you're going to probably be opposites in a lot of ways, which is great because you want to balance each other out. So there are times when I'll even say to Timothy, I'm like, I need to express something to you. This is very important to me, and I'm speaking in that tone, or I will say, it's very important to me that this happens. I'm telling you now, because you can't expect your spouse to read your mind and then be upset if they don't do whatever you haven't communicated with them. You know what I mean? So, especially like, I think women, we can sometimes be that way. I don't want to stereotype women, but I know I can sometimes be that way where I have to fight that thinking, he's not going to be able to read my mind, so if there's something important to me, I need to say it. But then also having your spouse receive that well, and vice versa, just receiving what your spouse says to you in a calm way so that you can keep communication open.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, of course, that goes back to pet peeves. I think one of them was, for me was, I don't like feeling like I'm, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't even know how to help you. I'm not reading your mind.
I feel like if I get in trouble, and it's not like my fault or whatever, or
yes,
I feel like that's what this upsets me, or whatever.
Jesus ain't done with us yet.
Hey,
he's still working on both
right.
of us, and that's one area I have to grow. Because
the coupon was one of those my favorite stories.
I don't remember that.
Well, I said, hey, here's this coupon. Are you going to use this coupon? And she's like, no. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to throw it away. And I rip it and throw it in the trash. And then she got mad at me. She's like, why'd you rip that coupon? Because I think you're going to sneak behind my back and get that coupon and use it or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't have hidden that from you.
No, but it's so funny. I'm like, can I throw it away? Yes, you can throw it away. And then I rip it.
But did you say, are you going to throw it away?
Yeah, I said I was going to throw it. You're like, oh, I don't need it. I'm like, okay. So I went.
I don't remember that.
I just threw it away. That was a few years ago, but
no, I
still think about it.
Oh, I was going to say laughing together and being friends. We've honestly kind of like been made fun of for how much time we spend together and how much we make each other a priority. I think that's huge though. I mean, we're fine being like weird or kind of silly. Because my thought is I married him because he's my favorite person. I want to spend my life with him. So why would I not want to be with him a lot? And so we take up each other's hobbies. I was going to say holidays, but no. I mean, I guess we do that too.
Yeah, that too.
But hobbies, I mean, I go with him to like karate and sporting things. And I enjoy it now. Like, so that's become my hobby too. And then he'll go shopping with me and like to craft fairs. I don't know if that's become one of his hobbies, but he humors me in it. So we just spend a lot of time together and, make each other's things that are important to us, we make it important to each other. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. What are each of your favorite foods? What's your favorite food?
I'm a meat and potato guy. So I love the mashed potatoes, especially yours.
Yay.
She makes her mama's mashed potatoes, which
there's
a lot of butter, a lot of garlic salt, but they're good though.
Mashed potatoes.
I love steak. I love grilling out.
He does a great job at grilling.
Probably need to get some steak so I can grill if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I would say I love relishy kind of foods like pickles, tomatoes, black olives, banana peppers. I'm more of like a savory over sweet, so I like those kind of foods. And veggies. I mean, I love fresh veggies, and I love dip. If there's one thing that's like a unhealthier thing that I love, it is dips. I could eat all kinds of dips. Salsa, ranch dip, French onion dip.
I like guacamole dip. That's
oh
good.
yeah, guacamole. I love it. So chips and dip, yum. Oh, Timothy, do you notice that my makeup looks are different day to day?
Of course.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. And he notices on other people, which I think is really cute and
She's
sweet.
trained me now. Well, I'll be funny. I'll be at school. And I'll like see girls with eyeshadow on. Whatever. I'm like, oh, what palette is that? And half the time they can't tell me that. I'm like, if you're ever
You
a
would
future
probably
YouTube
know.
person, you need to know what your palette is. Okay, you have to have a list of it. You know.
A list of your palettes?
Well, yeah, like what the palette is, what the colors are. Listed your colors, I guess.
I don't have a list, honey.
Well, you usually know how to, what color you're wearing. Like,
That's
what color are
true.
you wearing right now?
Oh, I have several drugstore palettes on. Like about Maybelline, New Nudes palette, something like that. One of the e.l.f. trios, and then one of the Milani ones. Sometimes when they're specific little names, though, I have a hard time remembering. Anyway, but yes, he definitely notices. And he notices my outfits. He's very observant and very sweet and very encouraging. He says those things a lot, which I really appreciate. Favorite board game that we play together? What would you say on that?
Well, we try to play Canasta. It's not a board game. But, I was playing since I was like 2 or something like that. My mom taught me. And
He's brutal.
my mom's like a card shark, so she would never really let me win. Or she'd do that thing, because it's always annoying. She would do the thing where it's like, now I'm about to go out. If you need to play anything, you might need to. No matter what you did, she'd always win.
Yeah.
But she taught you how to play,
His mom loves playing cards. Like bridge, canasta, spades, hearts. I mean, she loved hearts.
Hearts! Of course, growing up, though, she was like so strategic that, she used to play like 4 hands. Like by herself, she'd be like, oh, I'm going to play 4 hands, and just be like, go through and play it like it was her own hand. It was just...
I really feel like she's like genius level on, because when she's like trying to do taxes and bookkeeping and stuff, the way her brain works is very impressive. Yeah, Canasta though,
It's a card game. But
will try to play with me, or I'll try to play with him, and I'm like, I'm fine with losing, but a complete slaughtering isn't very fun. And his family, like, they'll freeze the deck, and they'll go out and you have everything in your hand, and it's just like, I just got my butt handed to me. It's pretty brutal.
Well, she grew up with her sister playing, and they did it like pretty much whatever they had, they just put out.
Yeah, like very open-handed.
Yeah, they were open-handed. They pretty much whatever they had, they would just put the cards down, and it was never holding anything back. Which if you ever played Canasta, it's fun. It's a fun game, one-on-one.
I can't think of other board games that we really like.
I
listed some. I put some on my like to know it app because we were actually talking about that the other day. So
with friends and stuff, like we've played like Scattergories. We played that, which always ends up in
into a heated discussion.
That's always with my family. That's always no. It's not really a definition, or do we take that as an answer or whatever?
I feel like I need to check my face, like
and then
mascara. Oh no, we're good. But I do need a powder. Continue.
Scattergories. We played. What was that one? Top 5? What was it called? Cranium. We played that before.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
There's Pop 5.
Yeah, some of them are older that I don't know if they're still around anymore. Going Bananas, right? Or something like that. Bananas?
Bananagrams. It's like a letter word
like
type
Scattergories.
thing.
Yeah. Those games. Long-term goals. Timothy want to be a principal someday? Collab with a brand for me? Do you want to answer first?
No, you can answer.
I've thought about this a lot because I think when I was younger, I thought, like, I had this whole plan, of what I thought life would look like. And when, like, particularly having kids did not go as planned as I was thinking in my mind. So life right now looks very different than I thought it would when I was, like, 16. So I don't really know. I have a hard time thinking long term because I get a little bit overwhelmed thinking about it. But even, like, when we've been to marriage conferences and stuff, they talk about what do you feel like your mission is as a couple? So we've kind of talked about that. So that makes me feel more inspired to think about what we feel like our mission is as a couple. And what do we feel like our mission is, kind of.
I feel like we always talk about just bringing joy to people, right?
Yeah.
Just, making people laugh and be encouraged.
Yes. We're both very people. So, like, normally we love going out and seeing, our regulars at restaurants we go to, and we just talk to them. I think we both just love making people laugh, putting a smile on their face, letting them know that they're loved and that they matter and that they have a purpose. I just feel like there are so many hurting people in the world that they just need a smile on their face. They just need to know that you care about them. So I feel like that's really important to both of us. So I would say long-term goals, following whatever path God has for us. If there are open doors, then we pray about it and walk through them. But also just realizing that, a lot of times your purpose, or I know it's talking about goals, but I feel like goals can be just, what's your purpose for every day? Just being active in doing whatever that is, even if it's something as simple as trying to just make somebody smile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure about mine. Like, I'm pretty crafty. I like making stuff, and I thought about doing tiling and doing all sorts of handyman type stuff. But also, like, I guess as a teacher, I thought about maybe in principal at some point, because I had to go get my master's and all that. But
they have a hard job.
Yeah, but they have a hard job. We have, we know a few, principals and stuff, and man, behind the curtain, just seeing the stuff they have to go through, and just they have some crazy schedules, and dealing with kids and just other things happening, and a lot of times they don't even get breaks for lunch. It's just constant.
It's like being a CEO of a small corporation. It seems like, because they're like doing budgets, hiring, discipline, planning for the school. It's a major role, so that seems like a lot of pressure. So, and I've always said too, I don't know, climbing the ladder, whatever that might be, is less important to me than time together. Like, I am so thankful that I get a lot of time with him, because I feel like that's, what would you consider success in life? Success to me is just like time with the people that you love. Really. So, and making a difference in the world. So if whatever we're doing allows for that, I think that's good. Okay, so what is your dream vacation? And it says, and it'd be fun to hear about your courtship and wedding. And then somebody also asked what's like some of our favorite spots that we have vacation. So courtship and wedding, we kind of already talked about that in part 1. We talked about how he proposed to me, how we met. Courtship in college, I was in a sorority, so we went to a lot of sorority events with me. Like formals and things like that.
Yeah, we're pretty much waiting for her to graduate college.
To get married.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing, like, because we dated for so long, there were really not a lot of surprises at all. I don't think somebody asked this. Oh, I think it was on a tag I was looking at. Somebody saying, is the first year of marriage really the hardest? We didn't find that at all.
We felt like the transition was about 1 month for us. It was just, the first month was a little awkward, like, oh, we're living together, and
because we didn't live together before.
We're like in the same apartment, and it definitely, a lot of things changed, I guess. Whoa. But it was more fun, and I feel like it was almost like it was easier because I didn't have to take her home. Because I remember, like, dating was always like, she'd be tired or whatever, and then we like had to take her home,
and I'm a bear when I'm woken up from sleeping.
She was like, she'd fall asleep, whatever. And I was like, well, I gotta take you home, and then
Dragon Leslie.
So it's nice that we didn't have to leave each other. Like, just,
But we went through premarital counseling, talking about important things. I think that's really important, like things like house chores, things like children, things like finances, not just chatting, but talking about those things, then I think really helps avoid a lot of issues, first year of marriage or beyond. So we didn't see it as, oh, we've dated for a long time, we don't need to go through premarital counseling. We were like, no, why not? We go to marriage conferences now. We're always learning. We're always growing. And we went through like a 12-week premarital counseling course. I think we had 6 sessions, but we had 12 weeks worth of homework and questions that we had to answer and things we talked about together. So that's kind of our courtship, and our marriage was fun. I mean, it's so pretty.
It was fun. It is fun.
Oh, well, our marriage, yeah. Yes, our
Still
marriage is
fun.
fun. Our wedding
Wedding. Okay.
was fun. Our colors were pink, 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 pink.
Blush and bashful.
Blush and bashful. And it was beautiful. It was a stressful day, but still really fun. Like, it's one of those days that I look back on with fond memories, but I don't know that I would want to necessarily relive it. You know what I mean? Because it was just, it's a lot, and you're like the center of attention for the whole day.
We
so much.
Yeah, we're babbling. Babble.
You're babbling.
Maverick. I love that movie. We did find out though that we're not really that big of beach people. We don't really like being hot
Yeah.
and sandy.
We
I
both
don't like
like
to feel
colder weather.
I don't feel like being dirty. I don't know. I feel like that's what it feels like. I'm like sweaty and sandy and dirty. I don't like
Totally
that.
agree.
So yeah, I'm more of a mountainy person. Like cold. We always go to cold weather places.
Mm-hmm. Colder.
Yeah, not like
we like
Antarctica or something. That'd be too
No.
cold.
Like we like Santa Fe. We love Boston. Like our favorite
Yes.
spot is Boston. That's so fun. That's if you've never been to Boston, it is like the best city. I mean, there's history and it's very safe. It's a pretty city. I mean, there's water and history and good food and just, I mean, we love it. It's such a good city. Dream vacation. We've talked about going to Europe, but that seems like a lot to plan. Honestly, that's kind of the main thing that seems a little overwhelming. That's like, oh man, we've only traveled out of country to like Jamaica and Mexico. If I could teleport there, I'd be all about it.
Yes.
We talked about that. We're like, can we figure that out? How can we teleport somewhere? Someone says, ever been to Canada from a Canadian follower? Yay! We have not.
No, and I was so surprised that when we were in Boston, we drove up to Maine. As Rainey was looking at the map on my phone, I was like, what is this red line right here? I guess I didn't realize how close to the border I was, or we were, from Maine to like going into Canada.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool. I was like, I wonder if we could just quit have a passport, I guess.
Right,
we
we
just,
can have it with
just
us.
keep on
on
driving
going.
up. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Have you ever thought about getting Chester a little friend? We have 3. We've talked about it. I don't know why we haven't really. I mean, part of me is kind of like, I love that he comes and snuggles with me, and I don't know that I would be willing to share his time with a fur sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want him to snuggle with me, which is maybe a little bit weird and psycho. But also, I don't know, like, why haven't we? Are we going to? There goes my stomach.
Yeah, your stomach. I don't know. We've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
First, it's more. The thing is, I think it's more of him acclimating to someone new,
Yeah.
and so I think that's why we've kind of hesitated. Like, we know he'll get over it.
Yeah.
Hey,
That thing on your nose is back again.
it's like dry.
Yeah. I think it's just dry skin.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So.
Moving on.